This fearsome river Vltava was so testing for both the men and ladies kayaks finals yesterday. It's going to get even harder today because it's the canoes we welcome you to. Single-bladed, the wind has picked up overnight, it's gusty out there, and with one blade with the balance and the precision, this course is uber demanding. What will Sunday hold? We can't wait. And a very good morning to you all. And I am delighted to join Lena Teunissen this morning. Lena, welcome from the Netherlands. This year in Ivrea, the European champs in Northern Italy, 7th in the K1 class. You narrowly missed out on qualification, but I'm glad you did from my point of view because you're here to commentate. Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
Lena, just tell us a little bit from your perspective about this whitewater course. We see 250 meters, 25 gates, there's 6 upstream gates. How does it feel as a paddler?
I think Prague is a really nice course. It's in the capital of Czech Republic. There are normally a lot of spectators. Now I think there are still a lot of fans watching. The course is really nice. It's tricky today. The weather is good, so I'm really looking forward to watch the C1s today because it was a hard course yesterday.
Yeah, this is our morning program. We're going to kick off with the ladies, 9 o'clock sharp. We have semi-finals and finals, 30 to drop in both the semis for the men and women. And this afternoon is all about the extreme kayak. We'll come to that later. These are the dimensions of your super boats. The same as for the kayaks yesterday, 350 centimeters in length, 60 centimeters the minimum width, Lena. And they're very light, carbon Kevlar, and 9 kilograms. And this is the start list. And Alia Kozarog will get us underway for Slovenia. Claudia Zvolinska won yesterday. She has an early draw this morning. She'll be in flying form. Evie Liebfarth, I know. She's 17 from the USA. One to watch. And Elena Appel, well, she was very good yesterday in the ladies' final for kayak.
She did well yesterday. She tried the course already, so I'm looking forward to see what she can do today.
And Noemi Fox was alongside me yesterday, and she was an under-23 world medalist in Ivrea, where you took your medal in this spring. And Jessica Fox, she's the world #1 in both canoe and kayak, will have a late draw, and we are underway this morning. Slovenia's Alia Kozarog will get us underway. This is the first upstream gate, Lena, at 3 off that nice, easy stop. It's not too difficult at the start as it should be.
It's a nice start, I think. And after you really need to concentrate directly on the gates 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the upstream will come. I think they will spin. Yeah, you could see. It's important to get the wave there to don't lose too much time. Here, I was thinking myself how I would do the course, so I'm really curious where they will spin and how they will get all the gates. But it looks good so far. Good
yes,
run.
It's a good start for this 24-year-old. She was 12th in the C1 Europeans in Ivrea as well. Start of this year. Well, that was actually only 5 weeks ago. And she went very well here in Prague at the Europeans last year for a team silver. There's a lot of young talent, a lot of paddlers in their early 20s, Lena, over this weekend, and it's really encouraging to see. The sport is booming.
Yeah, it's really good to see. C1 women will be the first time on the Olympics this year. It's good to see. Alia, she qualified in Ivrea for the Tokyo Games. She's really keen to race in Tokyo, and I think she's on a good run. We will see what she's doing.
Can you summarize for us the kind of feeling differences between your kayak and your canoe? How different is it as a discipline?
I think it's kind of different because the boat feels really light in front, so it's easier to turn, but it's also, for me, it's a bit harder to keep on track. Also because you need to know where you're switching. But it's really fun to do, and you can really play with the water and play with the waves.
So 1:20.94 sets the standard this morning, and we stay with the Eastern Europeans for Slovakia. Now, one of the great nations of canoeing, Simona Gletchakova, is on the course. We're looking for our first clean run of the ladies' semis. Another young gun for the Slovaks, 22 only. And an early blemish already.
Yeah, she needed to spin that gate. I didn't think this was planned, but she catch the wave. We will see. I think it's really important C1 ladies today to keep going, because it's such a hard course, and I think many mistakes will be made, but just keep going.
Unfortunately, if you want to go to from Slovakia, they will pass far enough while crossing to the gate number 9. That's why he was short while trying to put himself into gate number 9. Leading to the necessity to use the area in the left to push herself once again on the way from Palmer once again to the gate number 9.
So, off the big stop, Simona Glechikova. Just that one early penalty, Lena, and it's a pretty solid run here from this Slovak young canoeist. Yeah, so again, just to clarify for our viewers, no penalty because of contact, but she had a dodgy line and she had to come back upstream, and that's cost her on the clock. So again, her chances sadly have evaporated. And Lena, just coming back to the technical aspects of canoeing and kayaking, because it is fascinating. These ladies are kneeling, so that is why the boat is so maneuverable, why you can quickly cut it and change your direction, why I guess it's also then unstable. Now, I don't mean unstable for you guys, not at this level, but for a beginner, that's going to be pretty interesting. I went kayaking actually last night. I hired one and I found a kayak a little bit unstable, so I can only imagine what a canoe's like. Well, this lady knows exactly how to do it, because Luca Jones, 32 years of age, North Islander from New Zealand, from Tauranga, grew up on the Wairoa River. She started canoeing at 10 years of age. She goes to her 4th Olympics in Rio, and in Tokyo, having won the Rio Olympic individual silver. That was the first ever canoe slalom medal for New Zealand, so a history maker. But again, a checkered start to her run, and she's, coming into the last quarter. So again, we understand the difficulties of this course, because Luca Jones is one of the best in the business. So Luca Jones is coming across the line. She's had, well, 2 penalties are confirmed. There's the one still pending at 5. She shakes her head, frustrated with that run. Will the wind affect things this morning? Yeah, weighted gate, so they'll just hold up in the wind, and apologies for the loss of sound there. Claudia Zvolinska is now on course. She won the Ladies Kayak World Cup yesterday. She was breathtaking, last of the ladies final, and she's 22 years of age only, so a young gun. Her World Cup debut was in Slovenia in 2015, so she's frighteningly young and talented. But another one with a pending decision at 6. So still, the very first down, the semi-finals, Alia Kozarog is our quickest, 66.71.
We will see what she's doing today. I'm really curious. I bet she had a really good feeling about yesterday. I talked to her and she couldn't believe what she did yesterday. And she knows the course quite well. So yeah, I'm curious to see about her run. It's tricky in C1, but
I mean, of course she knows the the route of the gates perfectly after her victory yesterday, but I can imagine it's a very difficult kind of, different question when you're in a canoe versus a kayak. Are the lines a little bit different you've got to take?
The lines are a bit different, I would say, and you also need to think about where you switch, where you maybe do another spin. But I think it's really nice that you can try the course already before in the K1. You know where the gates are, you know how high they are. I think it's really nice to try before and have another run.
So one pending decision for yesterday's champion, and she's gone into third position, so looking unlikely we will only take the best 10 into the ladies' final. Now, Lucie Priault is on course. Splits her time between Paris and Pau, the French capital and the French kayaking capital. She was second in the Tassen World Cup last year in Slovenia. Very good finish. And bronze in the World Champs in Rio in 2018. Trained by Marc Brossard, and it was her sister who brought her initially into the sport. Well, she's up on the time, but she survives the real moments.
We need to wait for the decision of the judges, what they will say, but
it's not looking good.
No.
50 is up on our...
It's hard to get back on track when something like this happens.
Yeah, up on our scoreboard, and Lucie Priault, again, we are reminded about the demands of the Vltava River.
It's a really tricky part. After gate 7, you really need to concentrate on the downstream gates. Also, after gate 17, there's another tricky part. Especially in the C1, it's really hard to get all the gates.
It's a mighty river, 430 kilometers. It cuts through the Czech Republic. It joins the Elbe up to the north of Prague. The Elbe runs for some 300 kilometers in this country, and the Morava is the third longest river, if you are interested. But Lucie Priault, I'm afraid, is having a shocker out there this morning.
Yeah, I think she knew already, and now she's just paddling down. Not a good day for her, but we look forward to next week in Markkleeberg. I hope she's racing there.
Yes, we head off to Markkleeberg in Germany next week, and then it's a break for the big Tokyo Olympics. Before Le Södergel and Pau, the World Cup finals will complete us in September. It's a shame for the young French paddler, but that is the nature of this beast, isn't it? I mean, this course is demanding, and you come to Prague knowing that anything could happen, I would think.
It's a tricky one. You just need to go for it and hope it will work out.
The young guns keep on coming because Sona Staniskova is on the course from Slovakia again, 21 years of age. She started competing in 2015. She's paddling hard to get back to the second of our 6 upstream gates at 8. She's a very versatile paddler, C1, K1 and mixed C2 as well. She won the World Cup in Liptovsky Mikuláš in June of 2018, and she is very much on target here.
It's crazy. The Slovaks, they had many selection races. They had even the selection race for this race last weekend on the new course in Bratislava. So I think she's really in racing shape. We would see what she can do today. She's in a good... It's a good run so far.
Yeah, you can immediately sense the strength in Slovakia, Slovenia, the Czech Republic in their canoeing and kayaking. It's clearly in their blood and in their bones. And this lady, yeah, she's still
nice jump.
Going nicely.
Oh, come on.
You've got lefties and righties, Lena, and then we've got the cross blade when they need to correct the boat's route or his line slightly, her line.
Yeah. I think the ladies, they prefer to switch, especially on a hard course like this. We would see later on in the C1 man that the guys will use the crossbow a lot more. It's a nice stroke, but it's hard to manage, and you need a lot of power to have a nice stroke there. So the girls, they prefer to switch. You could see it here on the finish print.
Sona Staniskova comes home. Well, she looks happy enough, 0.6 of a second down on our first to drop, Alia Kozarog. But now Clara Olazabal is on course for Spain, another young one, 22 years of age.
A really technical paddler. Oh, she touched the gate. We will see how she managed. She looks really light on the water. I really like it to see her paddling. Oh, she catches the wave, yeah.
Started internationally in 2013. She took a team silver in the C1 competition in the World Champs at home in La Seu d'Urgell, legendary Catalan mountain whitewater course.
Oh.
Oh, through the big waves, it's choppy out there.
She was in the final, unfortunately. She received 200 seconds of penalties in the final side. But now in the semi-final, the goal is just to beat.
She's nice on the split. We will see how it goes. The last tricky part of the course.
Clara Lathabal is going very nicely. Just that one early mistake at 4. She's coming into this.
Nice jump.
It's a very tough late complex of gates here.
Yeah, it's important to keep your boat dry there on the jump. And also, oh,
It's another collision, I think.
oh yeah. She catches the second wave.
And I think the thing is important to say to our viewers that are new to the sport, Lena, you've got to be very precise with the canoe blade. I've watched them sort of warming up, and it's a very precise, almost muscle grip.
Yeah, I think in the C1 they make a bit longer strokes. As in the K1 they also only have one, so it's really important the stroke you make, they need to be good. Yeah, and then when you're switching, sometimes you're missing a stroke, so you need to really look at the water where your boat is going.
And certainly it was very good from Clara Lathabal. 0.28 of a second into the lead goes the young Spaniard, and now to the young Brit. Sophie Ogilvie is on the course. 2018 under-23 world team bronze. That was in K1. She's Scottish, hails from the Forth Valley up in the Scottish borders. Her twin sister is also a Team GB youth paddler. Sophie Ogilvie has had a tough enough start here.
Yeah, it's always hard to touch gate 1, then to start the race like this. And she's touching another gate. You could see it's a really hard course. Once you're off track, it's hard to especially the downstreams, one after another. It's hard to get back on track after a small mistake even.
We're all drawn to the upstream gates through the eddies and the breakout moves that she's just, I'm afraid, having a contact with 16. But the downstream staggers are also difficult, Lena. They need quite a precise approach when the water's fast flowing, I can imagine.
The water is really fast, and you need to be precise, because once you're on the first gate too late, it will go to the next gate, and
so there's a clear knock-on
yeah,
effect.
Yeah.
If your line gets sort of a bit missing, then you are in trouble. And I'm afraid Sophie Ogilvie is in all sorts of hot water this morning. It's a shame for the young Brit, but I think you've got to say experience is going to be key. Coming to Prague, feeling the heat of this competition is going to be very good for a young career.
Also for the Brits, it's quite hard. They had their last big race in 2019 at the World Championships, and now it's the second race again after Ivrea. But it's always, it needs a bit time to get back on racing. So I think for them it's really nice to have the World Cup here and have the next chance next week in Leipzig.
The next to come, Victoria Us is on the early part of the course. This superb Ukrainian, 28 years of age. Bronze individually, the 2015 under-23 Europeans in Krakow in southern Poland. That was over the Kolna canoe slalom course in the south of the nation that won yesterday's female kayak World Cup. And she was 12th in the Olympics in Rio. In K1 though, and poof, Victoria Us is off to a flying start.
It's a good start of this girl. Catching the wave, nice. -3 on the split, looks good. I hope she can carry this on till the finish line. We will see. She's going to gate 15 now. Nice jump. You could see her on the crossbow now.
Yeah.
Normally the girls are switching there, but she decided, I think she likes to pedal on the right side. Sometimes it's better than to just stay on the right side and do it on the crossbow.
Beautiful from Victoria. She is gaining a good head of steam here in Prague. She's gaining time on the field.
Oh, she got a touch there. But still on a good run.
Yeah, she's
Nice
good
upspeed
enough
there.
on the clock to not worry about a 2-second penalty. 9th of the 30 ladies to come this morning. Wow, both being tossed around.
Yeah, it's a hard one, this gate. Now the finish sprint. We'll see what the time will be.
Wow, super round.
Nice run of her. She's happy with that one.
Yeah, 3.34 seconds to the good, despite a 2-second penalty. So she would have been over 5 seconds out in the lead, but Victoria Us has Ukraine in pole position. Now, the Czech won last night with Yuri Priskovic, the men's kayak World Cup. Can they double up this morning? Out on course is their young paddler, Martina Satkova. She's again 22. She's from Brno in the southeast of the nation. She now lives here in Prague and studied economics and management at the university. She started paddling at 8 years of age in Brno as well.
Missing the wave there, you could see this costs a lot of time. But I'm really happy to see her in the Czech team. It's really hard to make the team, and it's her first time in a senior team, I think. She's even sharing the team with her sister. She will be later racing in the same category.
Yes, the Satkova sisters joining Teresa Fizarova on the Czech national A team for the first time. That was their dream for many years, and it's finally in 2021 been realized. Trains with Andrei Stepanek and Robert Knebel. She prefers endurance sessions as her training preference. She's obviously quite a hard cookie.
Yeah, she's also racing the downriver. I think mostly she's training in the slalom boat, but she's really good in downriver. I think she became world champion in sail in 2019. It's crazy how she can combine these two different sports, because they are really different.
Martina Satkova still trying to give herself any chance of qualifying. Victoria Us has done the early running this morning. If you're just joining us, welcome. We are just approaching the halfway stage of the ladies semi-finals. And Martina getting some home supports. She's going to go 7th, and I'm afraid her chances have evaporated again.
She knows already. After paddling back, it's hard.
Now Poland trying to continue. It was a 1-2 yesterday. Claudia Zwolinska and Natalia Pasierpnik in 1st and 2nd. This is Alexandra Stack on the track. Started in 2015.
Oh, she goes forward there. We didn't see that so far.
She's got 2 medals in mixed doubles, C2 at the Canoe Slalom World Champs, with a gold in 2018 and a silver 2 years ago in 2019. And she is in touch.
Not switching as much as other girls, but it looks really good so far. Nice one.
Yeah, she used the stopper really effectively as a break there. It's a big stopper.
It's a big stopper, yeah.
Known as hydraulics as well, the vertical backflow of the downstream currents. Natural break of the river Vltava.
And she's still clean.
That's good.
We saw yesterday it was not easy to be clean, but she's on a clean run so far.
There's a little bit of Polish magic in the air here in Prague. There's Alexandra Stack now trying to continue this very good run. This is the late sting in the tail though. This is so hard here. Oof, got very close to 21. I think is okay.
I think it's really important. She touched. We will see what the time will be.
It's still a superb run. She collided with 24 with her head, but 1.29 seconds ahead, Lena. It's a very good effort, but
she's a bit disappointed about the last touch, I think. It's always hard to touch one of the last downstream gates.
Yeah, and she leads now, but potentially has not done enough as the standard gets higher and higher as we go on.
Yeah, we will see what happens, but could be a tight one.
Now this will be one to watch, but already an early touch. Marjorie Delassus is on the run for France, 23. She's the reigning French national C1 champion at Vars-sur-Marne, the course that will hold the Paris Olympics in 2024, just at the end of April. It was the first time the canoe slalom was held on Vars-sur-Marne's course, and she secured her Tokyo place in Po late last season. But she's having again a very hard start.
It's a hard course, and with three touches, it will be hard to make the final, but she keeps going, and I think it's really important in the C1.
So Marjorie Delassus is paddling for home. But a paddler that, I mean, do you think she could figure in Tokyo, Lena?
I'm really curious to see what she can do in Tokyo. I think there are so many young girls, and when she has a good run, she's really fast. So I hope she will paddle really well in Tokyo. Curious to see.
And consistency is the name of the game in your sport, but she's the kind of talent that, you know, will love that big occasion. She'll probably light up and say, right, I'm here on the biggest stage and now it's my time.
I hope so.
I hope so. And we welcome Russia's Polina Mugaleva is the new starter. She started competing internationally 2008. She's had 2 World Champ starts in Extreme K1. She was here in Prague 2019, an individual silver, and it was an individual Extreme Kayak bronze in the Worlds in Rio in 2018. So she's very good, but another one with an early mistake. She hasn't won a C1 World Cup, but she has won the Extreme K1 World Cup that was in Krakow in Poland 3 years ago in 2018. There's great close-up camera work as we can just see the power that these ladies are fighting here. Polina Mugaleva, quite a wide turn back to 13.
Yeah, she was up on the split, but she touched the gate, and now she had to paddle up a bit. We will see how it goes. But it's a tricky part, so the tricky part will come, and we will see. She managed nice. The time will be nice. But +8 on the split. She lost some more time.
Yeah, some slightly wide lines from the Russian Polina Mugaleva.
She has to find some speed on the bottom part now.
And Lena, will you head to Markkleeberg next weekend?
Yeah, I will. I'm leaving today actually to Markkleeberg, and I'm looking forward to paddle there again. My last time was last year at the German Championships. I was racing there, and they changed the course a little bit. They are changing the course every year, so I'm really curious how the course will be.
And how does it compare overall to Prague as a course?
I think it's a bit bigger whitewater, but it's still really flowy, and I really like it.
do té elitní desítky promluvit a nebylo by to vůbec žádné překvapení. Spíš naopak pro mě osobně překvapením bylo, pokud by se tam nedostala, protože Američanka Ivy Langhártová rozhodně patří mezi nejenom ty nadíjné, ale už i ostřílené závodnice, které to do desítky umí. Ivy Langhart is definitely for me a part of the category C1 women who should be in the final of the category C1 women. I do expect her to be among the best 10 after the semi-final. She is keeping it really safe while using the very safe spin in the gate number 10 and a safe spin in gate number 11. But it was not bad at all. She is clear. There were no touches at all, and she was in a huge lead according to the first split by near 2.5 seconds. Quite typical short strokes that we connect really nicely and specifically with the bronze medalist of last year's World Cup in top 10, both in category C1 women and category K1 women. Ivy Langhart, who is leading the second split with a loss of by 1 second. The middle section because of the slight
So just coming down is Evie Liebvaart, this young dazzling talent for American paddling. She goes to Tokyo, will be the youngest ever for the US team in Japan in just a matter of weeks now. She's an astonishing talent, Lena.
She had a crazy start in 2019, making World Cup finals in her first year. It's crazy. Yesterday she was in a semi-final. I think she wasn't really that happy with her run.
No, she had a really bad run yesterday.
Yeah, you could see she was disappointed with that one, but she wanted to come back today, and she touched it 2 times, but
yeah, it's frustration for Evie, I'm afraid. Once again, she will go for both C1 and K1 to Tokyo. She's from Bryson City in North Carolina, and as we say, the youngest ever Olympian for canoe slalom for the US. So she's a history maker, and we wish her very well for the games that are forthcoming. Now we come to Zofia Zabitova, known as Zula in the sport, from Russia. She's a C1 specialist. She started paddling in 2007 in Tyumen, her home in Russia, coached by Sergei Tokmakov since 2007, her birth into the sport. And like yourself, she was in Ivrea European. She was 28th individually and 5th with the Russian team.
you could really see her trying to stay clean. It's important on this course, I think. Now she missed the stopper, but she pedals back, and you will see. She keeps the boat running. That's really good in the C1, I think.
Zofia, also at the World Champs in 2019 in Laseo, was 5th with the Russian team in the north of Spain. She's clean, but quite a long way down on Alexandra Stack's leading time. In terms of muscle pain, Lena, at the end of the slalom course, how are your biceps, your triceps, etc. feeling?
It's a hard course because you need to concentrate till the last gate. You could see gate 24 is not an easy one. And you could feel it's exhausting, and also the finish sprint in Prague is always quite a long one, but you just need to keep going till the end.
But however fit you guys have got yourselves in training, still at the end of this kind of short sprint for you, you're still burning muscularly.
Yeah, it's hard in the end.
Good to know. And 8.23 seconds down on the Polish leading time, and rather despondent looking Zofia Zabitova just completing. We go now to another superb young talent. She's 21. Monika Stachkova is on course for Slovakia. Early mistake downstream, gates at 2. There's a 3.6 meter dam. This course was constructed in 1980. First competition here was the Trojan Horse International in 1982. It's a very calm river upstream of this artificial whitewater course. And the first artificial track was in Augsburg. That's the ice canal course that was the 1972 Munich Olympic course. That set the international model for this kind of course design, and it's brilliant what's going on now. Lee Valley looks incredible in England, where the Olympics were held in 2012.
It's really interesting to see this girl. She's one of the few girls. She's not switching. You could see it's really hard on the crossbow, some combinations. But we will see.
And she'll have a plan predetermined before she'll use the crossbow, or does she just go at the end, at sort of the last minute stage with her feeling?
I think I almost never see her switching, so she does the course walk, and she knows where she does the crossbow, and I think it also gets some you can be maybe a bit more relaxed to stay on one side and don't think about switching all the time.
Late collision again, I'm afraid, for Monika Stachkova. Coming down to the finish line. You have a chance to have a course inspection, Lena, but you can't actually paddle the course. You come in kind of raw. You look at the lines from the bank and assess your routes through the gates. Can you just tell us a little bit more, as we watch Angel Hug, about the course sort of preparation process?
Normally, you are allowed to train on the whitewater course the whole week. Every country gets 1 hour a day to try the whitewater, but the day before the race, they set the course, and there are only some demo runners showing the course, and you're only allowed to watch, and you should make a plan yourself how you would race, and that's all you're allowed to do basically. So you especially in the C1 women, you need to think about where you want to switch, which line you would take, maybe a spin. It's really interesting to see the different plans.
Anja Hoog is on the course, 20 years of age. She's an extreme kayaker too. She was fourth individually in the Extreme Kayak Europeans in Ivrea, up in the mouth of the Aosta Valley in northern Italy. She was in the World Cup in Po last year, 8th in this same discipline. She's good on the clock despite that
looks
one
good so
midsection
far.
mistake.
Touch with her blade.
Anja Hoog is coming powerfully through the last gates here on the Vltava River. Just one upstream blemish and one downstream gate earlier.
She will be annoyed about the touches. She doesn't know, you could see it on her face, but she will have to wait.
There's 4 seconds to add, sadly, for the young French paddler. And going back, Lena, to sort of canoe-kayak differences. So we know with the kayak you've got your feet in front of you, so the boat's more stable. Typically, kayaks are quicker, flat speed than canoes, but I understand that when the white water gets really choppy, you can turn a lot quicker in a canoe, so potentially there the difference will sort of to lessen between the kayak and the canoe. What's your sort of understanding, or what's your explanation, better than your understanding?
I think when the course gets more difficult, the C1s are catching up because, like you said, you need to turn a lot, and they can easily turn the boat and use the stoppers nicely to get the speed. So I think when the water gets more difficult, or the course gets more difficult, the C1s are catching up, and it's really nice to see them turning fast and playing with the water.
And in terms of balance, do you feel, as I said, you know, the canoe will be a little bit more unstable naturally, but do you feel more unstable at your level versus in your kayak, or is it sort of equivalent once you've mastered both?
I need to say I feel more unstable, but I think that the girls racing now, they are really used to paddle in the C1, and I think they most of the time feel comfortable and feel stable.
We've got a short break here, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm just fascinated to keep delving about the canoe-kayak differences. In terms of posture, Lena, I've noticed the canoeists, they're very tall and they're very almost elegant in their posture. Can you tell us a little bit more about the sort of the balance aspects? I know that, you know, balance is crucial. One of our men coming later, he did dancing for 7 years to try and assist his balance.
In the C1, you're sitting on your knees, so you're also sitting a bit higher, and you have a longer reach. That's why they look maybe more like they are dancing underwater. Yeah, I think it looks elegant, like you said, but it also means you're a bit more unstable.
We're back in action. Ellen Apple is on the course, and she was a very good 7th yesterday. She was impressive in the ladies kayak final. Her time was quick enough actually for the bronze medal, but she had 4 seconds to add, sadly, which was really frustrating.
Up on the split.
But she's really come back to battle today.
Whoa. Nice switch in the air.
inside of the stopper. I'm not really sure it was the best call to make. The one partly towards the gate number 13. That's why she lost about a second there. According to the second place, she should be in the lead still, because she's even with just 5 mistakes, paddling faster than Alexandra Stack was. According to the second split, she is in the lead by 2 seconds.
So Elina Appel has made a superb start. 2.15 seconds now is her advantage, despite that one downstream gate collision at 17. She's continuing her good run of form from yesterday. That's a super effort. Just a third of a second down on Alexandra Stack, but Elina Appel, she looks frustrated. That is because of the number and the quality of the canoeists still to start, and this lady is a very good lady out of the deep south of Austria, Kent and Carinthia. Her home, worth to say, is the beautiful big lake down near Klagenfurt, west of Klagenfurt. She's the world number 5, Lena, in C1. Nadine Verachnik, 23 years of age for Austria, has started very powerfully.
She's doing a spin in the gate number 7. No troubles at all to catch the wave. She's coming quite hard. She was not waiting for the wave, and I do not think that was a good call, because she was paddling uphill while trying to run to gate number 8. If she waited a
Got a beautiful spin through into 9, and the advantage is with the Austrian.
To gate number 8, because she could have used the wave. Even that, she's in a slight lead according to the first split.
Her twin sister Nina is also a slalom canoeist. Nadine Verachnik now halfway through the ladies' C1 semi-final. Boy, she is building an advantage. 2.27 now up. But my gut feeling is that this could be the first one who is sure of a final qualification as the best 10. Nadine Verachnik off that big late stopper. Now this is the gate that caused havoc yesterday in the kayaks at 24, and has caught out 1 or 2 this morning as well. But the Austrian coming for home very nicely.
And she will be in the lead. Nice one. But she got 2 touches later on. I need to say I didn't see them, but...
Yes, and apologies for the loss of Lena there. I managed to press her off button rather than my on, and I muted my Dutch colleague. Sorry, Lena. We now come to Spain, and this is another brilliant talent. Well, number 9, Nuria Villarubla, is on the course. She took the Junior European C2 title in Krakow in Poland in 2015. She was born at Liceo, Lena, so she was born in the very right place for her whitewater career.
Yeah, and she qualified for the Tokyo Olympics, and I'm looking forward to see her paddling in Tokyo. Yeah. Oh, now she needs to paddle up a bit till the upstream, but keeps the boat going.
Yeah, slightly wide down below 13. She's had to battle back up the river. Not the plan, but she's still in a fairly good standing, but that's cost her on the clock.
Jdeme si ale pro tuto závodnici se startovním číslem 7 i z pohledu 18. protivodné branky.
29 years of age, heads with Miley Chaureau.
Oh, another touch.
And Ella Sogi and David Lorente to the Tokyo Olympics, but she's having a peppering of touches late on in the C1 course. Into the big stopper, caught it broadside with her ribs, and another late mistake at 24.
It will be hard to make the final with this run. Oh, she will be disappointed with this one.
But let's hope, alongside the likes of Marjorie de la Sousse, that it's a bit of a sharpener before the Olympics, because it's kind of timing now, Lena, that if you have a not ideal run here, you could go home, do a little bit of thinking and come out all guns blazing in Japan.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. There are 2 World Cups before the Olympics to see how the shape is and things you need to work on. I think it's good to see.
Her sister was 3rd in the K1 yesterday. We welcome Noemi Fox to the start. 24 years of age from Australia. Canoes for the Penrith Valley Canoeing Club, home of the Sydney 2000 Olympic canoe slalom. And she took a very good under-23 C1 World Championship bronze in Ivrea, 2018 in northern Italy. It's not a bad start for Noemi here.
Just a touch, but she keeps going. It looks good so far, and I think there are only 9 more to come. The first one is qualified already for the final. It's good to see Nadine this afternoon in the final. We will see who will join her later on.
Yes, thanks for orientating us. We are into the last 9, as Lena says. 8 more to come after Noemi Fox. From a real host of nations, including the likes of Andorra and Great Britain's Mallory Franklin will be the last to come.
Nice jump.
So now the penalty early on is pending, so there is a judge's sort of internal review going on as to whether there was contact for Noemi Fox.
She's fighting till the finish line, you could see, and we will see. Fast enough. She will... and qualified already directly. Nice.
Yeah, super. The penalty is confirmed, but Noemi Fox is delighted. She will qualify for the ladies C1 finals, and we go now to Gabriela Satkova. Her sister has already dropped. She was the double European C1 champion here in Prague last autumn. That is her talent. She's from Brno in the southeast of the Czech. Team silver the Worlds in Rio in 2018 as well. She's fighting early on here.
You could see the gates are moving more and more because of the wind. It's hard to manage, I think, but you need to really look at the gates where they are. But she managed, still clean.
Yeah, big change in the weather from yesterday to today. The wind really picked up. I went out on my run this morning and it was blustery. And I thought, well, for the canoes it's going to be all the more demanding. The gates are weighted, Lena. They're suspended on the wires, but they shouldn't move too much. But there will also be a little bit of fluttering, which is another variable you guys have got to battle with. Very good turn from Gabriela Satkova off the big stopper.
Oh. Good save there.
Yeah.
She catches the second wave and paddles up. We will see how much time this one costs, but she's clean so far.
Gabriela Satkova is heading for home and trying to join the likes of Noemi Fox and Nadine Varachnik into the ladies C1 final. It's going to be very close here. No, she's right on the cusp. I don't think we'll have done enough. She's gone 7th now, but we've still got another 7 to start. Alsu Minnesota, the young Russian, 22 years of age, is on course. She paddles C1, K1, mixed C2 and extreme K1 as well. She's won 2 extreme K1 World Cups. She won in Lee Valley 2019 and she won at Tassen in Slovenia, the extreme K1 of 2020. And she's got the advantage We're into the last 7 of the ladies semis, but she's in to bother. Got rather too stopped on the stopper.
Yeah, but she managed to get into the upstream. We will see what the split will say.
Well, it's cost her so much time. I mean, I didn't think it was that expensive.
Yeah, +6. It's hard. Now we see that Elena Apel is waiting, and the time to beat for this girl is 116. We will see, but +6, it will be hard, but she's still fighting till the finish line.
Alsu Minnesota won a bronze in the K1 team event at the Liceo Worlds of 2019. She's had a dramatic run, superb start, and then that problem at the stopper must have cost her. But clearly a young talent, and Russia, another nation with a great history in canoe slalom.
So Elena Apel just qualified for the final. It's good to see her having another final. See her in the afternoon. Victoria Us is waiting now.
And Miran Lascano is on the course, the reigning European champion. She won 5 weeks ago in Ivrea. It was an incredible run that saw her claiming victory, because she actually capsized at the 3rd gate, Lena, but flipped it and thought to herself, I read the article, well, I've got nothing to lose, and she went on to win the European title. It was on hell of a recovery.
It was crazy to see her also coming back after an injury. I'm really happy she won in Ivrea. I think it was a crazy result for her.
And Miran Lascano, 2.36 seconds up at the first split. Touch at 10 has cost her 2 seconds for this paddler from San Sebastian, the Basque Country, up in the north of Spain, locally to the Olympic champion, Mylene Chorot.
According to the second split, she should be behind by 3 seconds because of the
+3 on the split. It will be around the same time as Victoria Us. She was also +3. We will see. It will be a fight till the finish. We will see who's in the final this afternoon.
Mixed first half for Miran Lascano, up at the first split, and then another touch, and 50 seconds, not even a touch, an absolute pure miss, I'm afraid, at 17. You've got to have your head and part of the canoe simultaneously through the gate line, otherwise 50 penalties, the nightmare of a paddler, is staring you in the face.
She wasn't a good run, but it's hard to keep it all together till the finish line.
Yes, the European champion, I'm afraid, struggles home. It's going to be those 2 penalties and the 1 big 50-second added. I'm afraid her challenge crumbles here in Prague, but now Teresa Fizerova, this is the last for the home nation to get underway, part of the Czech national A-team with the Satkova sisters. She's from Roudnice nad Labem, 50 kilometers north of Prague. It's where the Vltava River, in fact, joins the Elbe, just north of Mianik, where her town is. So she's basically, she could paddle home later if she wanted to.
It would be a long
paddle. And this is serious effort. She's really battling here.
You could really see she's in control. Wow, that was a good turn. Whoa. She's really fighting for it.
Yeah, and she's got the advantage, and she was 3rd in this very class here in Prague in 2019.
But she's up on the split, still clean. She needs to keep it together.
Teresa Fizerova has lost some of her advantage, but still nearly a quarter of a second ahead of the ladies' semi-final field, and her position in the final, barring a late disaster, Lena, we can't talk too early on this course because it is so difficult, but it's looking very, very secure.
Yeah, she looks in control. Here you need to really concentrate and here catch the stopper. Nice one.
Yeah, and a really good breakout. That was a very sharp line back to the upstream gates. Touch, I thought that, yeah. I still think she's going to have done enough, though, is my impression.
the final.
Yes, Teresa
First
Fizarova.
place even.
Yeah, despite the late 2-second addition, just over half a second to the advantage, and she looks very cool and composed. And Teresa Fizarova will fly the home flag, trying to build on Yuri Priskovic's men's K1 victory yesterday. Now the Andorran, Monica Doria Villarubla, is away 21. She's already world number 10. She's based in Spain currently, and she's competed since 2014. It's another one bound for Tokyo. Lena, she booked her place at the Worlds in Liceo with 8th in the C1 class in 2019.
Oh, good save there, but a little touch. And another spin. She needs to find some speed in the bottom part, but she's the girl. She's able to find some speed, so we will see.
Superb young talent that won her the junior European title in Hohenlimburg in Germany of 2017. So she'll be a fighter. But 6.2 seconds down. I mean, it's very hard on this river to recover if you've had a bit of a sticky start.
Yeah, you just need to get this course step by step and just need to recover after a small mistake. You never know. All the girls, they all think it's a hard course. So
what's the hardest course on the circuit, Lena?
I always thought it's Bratislava, but now they change it, and I actually don't know how it looks now. So I'm really curious to see the course for the World Championships this year.
Yeah, that's going to be the last race for the season. That's going to be one heck of a finale.
Oh, not that much.
Yeah, frustration.
Not going to be enough for the final.
Yes, the young Andorran is coming home, and tough start, good midsection, and struggling finish, I'm afraid. 11.91 seconds, the disadvantage, and Monica Doria Villarubla is confused at the finish line, but this lady will be far from confused. She's an extraordinary talent. She's the reigning C1 world champion from Liceo. She was junior C1 world champion in Brazil of 2015. She's an East German, hails from Meissen, that sits again on the river Elbe, just the northwest of Dresden and close to the Czech border.
Yeah, and she's training every day in Leipzig, so I'm really looking forward to see her paddling on her home course next week.
Andrea Herzog is on the course. She started in handball initially, and then the Canoe-Meissen club got her into this superb sport at 10 years of age. She's quite wide to the upstream gate at 13.
But it was a nice, she kept the speed and looks good so far.
And the trick is to try and look at the paddler's helmet, see whether it's static or moving, see whether they're, you know, still making up time.
A touch, but
Had the
she's one of the
advantage.
girls, she keeps it together and she keeps calm till the finish, not rushing it in the end.
Yes, Andrea Herzog, she had the advantage, collides with 16, the fourth of the upstream red and white gates, but still has got a chance. I think it's right on the border of qualifying for the final if she can keep going.
The girl waiting now is the Russian girl, Minasova, and she's +6 on the time, so I think when she keeps this together it will be enough for the final. She's not even paddling till the finish line.
So, yes, that is the confidence of the world champion.
Yeah.
She goes into third, knows she's done enough. And it will be good to have Andrea Herzog coming back to battle to try and give Germany their first World Cup win of the 2021 season. But now, the hot favourite is on course.
We will see if she can improve her bronze medal from yesterday.
Yes, third yesterday, despite 4 seconds in penalties. On the podium, Jessica Fox is fighting the early downstream gates. World number one in both K1 and C1.
Yeah. She also tried the course yesterday 2 times.
Prague got the advantage. C1 world champion of 2013, 14, 15 and 18. Part of the wins that have made her the most successful paddler in the history of the worlds. but she's
Paddling up.
adding some meters there, but had the advantage.
With troubles to paddle to the gate number 13, the 4-time world champion in the category C1 women.
So the time to beat for her is 120.
And she's still 1 second clear despite adding a few meters. That is the quality of Jess Fox. Was 27 on Friday.
Normally we would see her in the final in the afternoon. So she keeps it together, not rushing it, just staying concentrated.
Born in Marseille in France, her father Richard, a 5-time world champion. He was 4th for Great Britain in the Barcelona Olympics of '92, and her mother Miriam won bronze for France in Atlanta's Games of '96 in Georgia on the east coast of America. Jess Fox has a late collision with 24. It's going to be touch and go. I think whether she'll qualify, she's going to qualify. Only one more to come. And,
7th place.
well, she's got to improve to win this afternoon. I would summarise, but of course, she's the best of all time, and we expect big things. The last of the semis, Nina Toynison alongside me. We welcome Mallory Franklin. She goes for Great Britain to Tokyo for the just added C1 ladies division into the Olympics.
Yeah, she touched gate 1. That's always a hard one to touch, but she's one of the girls. She will find some time, and she will just not rush it and keep it together. I hope so. She looks really controlled in her C1. She will compete in Tokyo this summer too.
And she's just, in fact, 1 place ahead of you in Ivrea's Europeans, in 6th position in the C1. She had a frustrating K1 morning yesterday. She didn't make the kayak finals, which she would have hoped for. But still, now Mallory Franklin is in touch of Teresa Fizarova.
Yeah, yesterday it was really sad. She had to pedal back, and after she had to roll here at this section. We will see how she will do this time, but it looks good so far.
For the Worlds in Rio, she took the C1 individual silver behind Jess Fox. And she's 1.79 meters, so a very tall athlete, which I think is an advantage for C1, gives her a bigger reach.
It should be enough for the final.
Joe Clark went very well for Great Britain yesterday. He was 4th in the men's K1, and Mallory Franklin is flying through to the final.
Winning the heats and winning the semi-final. We're curious to see what she's capable of in the final this afternoon.
Yes, Mallory, very good to see. She totally flips the tables of yesterday's disappointment, and Britain will battle. We've had 1 for Poland, 1 for the Czech, the home nation, and Mallory trying to give the 3rd of the World Cup finals to Great Britain. What another exciting morning here. This blustery morning, our small group of, not spectators, they're part of the infrastructure of the Canoe family. And Lena, again, to summarise, as we would expect, a difficult course. Some paddlers haven't quite gone as they would have expected, but we've got some really exciting ones, including the world #1 to come back for the ladies' final.
Yeah, it will be really exciting to see the final this afternoon. A lot of good paddlers are in there. The world champion, the world #1, Mallory Franklin, winning the heats and the semi-final. It will be a nice final to watch this afternoon.
And everybody, the men's semis is starting in just 4 minutes' time. And that is going to be the 30 men that will come down the course for the men's C1 semi-finals here. First World Cup fixture of 2021. We're off to Markkleeberg in Leipzig next week. Then the Tokyo Olympics. L'Essai deux Girls will be leg 3 of the World Cup in September. And the World Cup finals will come just before the World Championships. They are in Po in late September, before hardest course on the world circuit, Possibly, we'll see whether they change the track, but you would think it will get harder for the Worlds coming in Bratislava to complete a really exciting season. And that's the lady who goes straight into the finals. So these are the results, and battle is going to take place. Can Poland add another victory? And the home nation sadly not represent. Oh, sorry, they are represented with Teresa Fizarova, the one for the home nation. Where's your sort of money going into the ladies' final?
It looks like Mallory's in really good shape, so I will be curious what she's capable of in the final. But Teresa Fizarova, it's her home course, and she has the support. We will see what she can do in this final. And then, of course, we have Jess, we have the world champion Andrea. Will be an exciting one to watch.
So we'll take a quick break in the commentary, and we will be back with you in just a moment for the men's semi-final. Thank you for your company.
Jacob Reigns, Dmitry Kramsov, Tomáš Kresman, Paolo Kekonova, Marko Mirgorodský, Filip Borges, Kasper Suba, Luis Fernandez, Adam Burgess. These guys will open up the semi-final round of the category C1 man in the 2020 ICF Canoe-Kayak World Cup here in Prague Czech. Jacob Reigns, representing Ireland, is ready to start, and he should be, because he's starting in a couple of seconds to the semi-final of the category C1 man. The rule is the very same as it was in the category C1 women, meaning only 10 will be allowed.
So here we go, everybody. Welcome back to the men's C1 semi-finals here in Prague. And the first to drop, Jake Cochran, gets the men's semis, the first of the 30 to start. The Irish paddler leads us off. He's 25 years of age, hails from Jordanstown in the north of Ireland. And like many, including the likes of Joe Clark, it was a scout trip with the Great Scouts organisation. Baden-Powell's movement in the United Kingdom that got him started at 14 years of age. He got off to a superb start this year. He took the C1 bronze medal at the Pyrenees Cup down in La Seo on that Pyrenees circuit. And the Irishman has made a pretty disappointing start with that early 50-second penalty.
I would love to see for the fans today that enjoy great races. This fighter was a big mistake, saying, okay, this is off the road for the World Cup here for
Jake Cochran off the stopper, back to the upstream gate at 18. He has another 2-second penalty. So Jake Cochran ducking out of the way of the green and white gates. Delighted to welcome Jean-Pierre Bourhis alongside me from Senegal. And Jean-Pierre was 18th in the Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. Thank you, Jean-Pierre, for joining me this morning. Prague is a tough course, and the men's semi-finals. What can we expect of this morning's action?
Hello everyone, and yeah, it's a tough course and a challenging one, much harder than the heats one. And we will see several options from the spin, direct, and several options going there. And I think the key point will be to be on the good line and always in advance to pass all the gates clean.
And this is our second, Dmitry Kramstov for Russia. Two senior championships already. He's only 22. And they were C1 team bronze in Liceo, the Worlds of 2 years ago, and in Pau C1 team bronze again. Now he's at the European, so he's a great paddler.
Yeah, someone we will follow also in the World Championship probably, that will be held in Tassen this summer. A good paddler, C1, with quite powerful stroke. Okay, he's going well on the 16, going short, and here we have to accelerate again before the jump and the final part of the course.
There's a little breather there, Jean-Pierre, between 16 and 17, which is kind of necessary because this little section is really complex.
Yeah, exactly. But we don't have to lose a lot of time, because on this straight line we have to push forward and go.
Yeah, I mean a mental breathe. You still keep the kayak moving, but you just your brain can just breathe for a minute.
Yeah, and I think the key point is to have the best glide possible on this part, and at the same time that you told, just breathe a little bit to prepare on the last part. But gliding on this last part is really important to keep on the speed. Yeah.
And that's something for those that are new to the sport that is so crucial. I mean, it's an obvious point to make, but you've got to work with the water, flow with it, rather than, of course, fighting against it.
Yeah, it's really a mix of powerful and also like a bit of gymnastic of technique, and it's really the concentrate and the mixing of the two that bring the paddler great skills and of course great run.
And this is the very talented Thomas Cochlin on course, 29 years of age, from Switzerland. He's been competing internationally since 2012. He won a silver medal in the C1 event at the Europeans in Tassen. That was 4 years ago in 2017. He's been on the World Cup podium. He was third in Pau late last year and second in Ivrea. That was 5 years ago in 2016. And he's fighting to get back the upstream gates.
Yeah, it's still good, still clean, a little bit, at the same time it's going well for Thomas. I hope he will keep this speed. Yeah, 2.5 seconds, very good run from Thomas. You have to keep on pushing. We will see him at the Olympic game for Switzerland. He's been qualified during the World Championship in 2019.
And Jean-Pierre, just tell us a little bit about your training base, your sort of program for the year. Where are you located?
So now I'm currently located in Pau, where I have some good condition to train, and I also do my internship at the ICF to work on some extreme slalom and whitewater stadium. So it's quite challenging to do both. And it's really great, I mean, to be in Pau, and we have really great condition on this course, and we will see the World Cup a little bit at the end of the year.
And that's a very good run from Thomas Cochlin, 3.88 seconds the advantage. And the Swiss paddler, well, he doesn't look delighted. He looks as though he feels he left a little bit out on the course.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if it will be enough for the final, probably, but we will see. If maybe for sure less than 100 seconds, but maybe it will be really good for the cut.
The new starter, Italy's Paolo Cesson, is on the course, 24 years of age. He debuted internationally in 2014, his 7th season. His international first start was here in Prague as well. He's from Volstania in the Vicenza region of northern Italy, midpoint between Lake Garda and Venice. And he was here at the Europeans, Jean-Pierre, in 2020, and he was 13th in the C1 category. He's gone quite wide back to 8.
Yeah, he has a little bit in trouble at the start, but now going well. Okay, going straight up. from the head. It's going well on this, a little bit down for 5 seconds. Oh, it's going hard, pushing hard for the gate 13. He didn't take the wave that pushed him to the gate 13, and I think this is a key point on this part, to try to go as much as possible in the wave and push hard to go to the 13.
I can imagine it's so frustrating when you're paddling and you slightly miss your line. You try and make a late adjustment with the paddle, but the water's too strong.
Yeah, it's too strong, and you know that sometimes when you are not in the good line, it's dead. I mean, you will be 1 meter, 2 meter down, and after to compensate, to have this few seconds missing, it will be hard.
And then you try and compensate, and then you lose balance, and then your run is slightly suffering.
Yeah, sometimes we want to go much faster when you lose some time, but it's not the best idea, because sometimes you do more mistakes and you want to go faster.
I'm no kayaker, but I ski, and I know it's a slightly similar sport, although the snow and the ice is moving here, which is your added variability. But I know from skiing that when you miss your line, trying to correct late is really hard.
Yeah, it's hard, and some really the top paddlers still, because they are so powerful and the experience to compensate and gain some time. But for the beginners or intermediate, it's hard after that when you do a small mistake to retake.
Well, this man is young, but he's brilliant. Marko Migorowski is on course for Slovakia. He's 22. The other young Slovak talent, Jakub Grigar, was exceptionally good. He was 6th in the K1 final, Jakub, yesterday. This man, junior world champion 2015 in Brazil, and he won the following year in Poland. And he's got, well, he's an extraordinary young paddler.
Yeah, he's someone that we need to follow in Slovakia, because we have the top 3, Martiken, Benus, Matej, and Alexander Slavkovski. But he's going well. He's going well, and we will see him in the next few years for sure, joining these top paddlers, and why not competing with them.
Yeah, and he did join them for the silver medal they won at the Europeans in 2018 with Mikhail Martikan, one of the most celebrated names in canoeing, and he has got the advantage here. 1.42 seconds up for Marko Migorowski.
He's going well even with the touch. He's still in advance. He needs to push and keep the speed. It's a little bit hard on the cross belt. Okay, doing the swipe.
His style is very smooth, Jean-Pierre, but you can see he's gritting his teeth as though he's sort of hanging on to a very fine margin.
Yeah, and it's really interesting paddling way, because his boat is really flat. He didn't need a big one, or having the bad balance, and it's really stable, and I think it's a good and efficient way of paddling, and he's going fast. So should we take the yes? 1 second up, 99.27 for Marko Migorowski from Slovakia.
And this man also was the under-23 world and under-23 European champion in Bratislava and Hohenlimburg in 2017. Both titles came in that year, so he's a man very much on the quick rise.
Yeah.
Now, Jean-Pierre, I am a man from horse sports. I come from eventing, where we have dressage, cross-country and show jumping with the horses. And cross-country is a little bit like the canoeing to my mind, because it's powerful, it's very quick how it all happens. And I've been to Po in the Pyrenees for the equestrian, for the 3-day event there. It's a 5-star top-level event in eventing at the end of the year. It's a beautiful location. Tell us a bit about Po, because we're building up towards the World Cup finals. What is it like as a course to paddle?
It's really interesting way, because they wanted to have a more natural course, even if it's artificial, with some rocks. They did some improvement with a plastic obstacle to change and have a more stable one. But paddling on there, you feel like you are a bit in a river, in a natural river, because all is made to recreate this environment. And I think you have all the things you want in a course, like wave, hole, roll, everything. And I think it's a great way to prepare, because you have all the things to be done and be ready for the race.
And you guys as professionals, how much kind of pure, canoeing for pleasure can you do? I mean, is big water river canoeing helpful for your slalom career, or are they totally separate? What's the sort of mixture? Can you go off and paddle big rivers? Does it help you if you go to, Kaituna in New Zealand? Does that aid you?
Yeah, of course. And we saw several paddlers like Nuria Newman, who was a big whitewater and still doing canoeing, and she has great skill to transfer into slalom, and this is so important. You will feel more easily on the course when you do this big course. Yeah.
And we are back in action. Kasper Sutspa from Poland is another 22-year-old. He's from Leszno, small city on the Czech and German border. He lives, studies and trains in Krakow. It's another South Polish hub of canoe sports. His father was a kayakist as well. He started back in 1977, his dad, and he's still competing. And he was 8th in the individual Europeans here in 2020. And that was a team bronze as well, so he's very good, and he's still very young.
Yeah, and it's going well. 1 second up, and he's pushing hard. He has a really good stroke and gliding well on the water. We'll see. Yeah, it's a little bit hard on the left side here to have the cross belt and do the upstream, and now doing the swipe. Okay, it's going well, and here it's much better on the left side. Great, he's quite up, and going for the last part.
And Kasper would love to qualify for the World Championships in Bratislava, because he took the junior world title there at C1. That was in 2017, so of course he knows well. And he's going to go very close to the
lead.
Slovak time.
A great time, 2 seconds, 97.05, taking the lead from Poland.
Yes, the Poles celebrate once again. They won the ladies yesterday. Won the ladies yesterday with Claudia Zwolinska going so well. Last of the ladies to claim the first World Cup of the season. Now we go to Luis Fernandez getting underway. And there's Spaniard. He's 24. The young guns keep coming. He took a team silver, the C1 team event at Liceu's Worlds of 2019. And he won a bronze, the Junior Worlds in Penrith in Australia. Again, a team bronze some 7 years ago, down under.
He's going well on the gate number 8, and we'll see a straight line from 9, pushing hard. Oh, doing just a small one thing, but still in advance. It's going well from Luis Fernandez, training in Liceu in Spain. That we held a World Cup a little bit later in the season.
Yes, the third of the 2021 fixtures will go to Liceu, and the Spaniard has got the lead here. 1.11 second the advantage, and he's, well, lost a bit of time, lost a couple of seconds at the second splits.
Yeah, unfortunately a bit of time missing. But we'll see if he will keep this second, or if he can gain a bit of time. Okay, doing the sweep, going on the upstream, going well. You need to push hard now. It's a straight line, but still have to prepare and try to avoid as much as possible current, the flow, going up and finishing on the finish line.
Yes, Luis Fernandez is coming home. Just a late mistake for the Spaniard, and a good run. Only 5.26 seconds down.
Yeah, with a touch at the gate number 23 that was made by the judges. And now we are the next one of the Great Britain, Adam Burgess, that will take the depart of Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
Yes, Adam Burgess is on course, 28 years of age, world number 11. He took the Olympic spot ahead of David Florence, which was quite a scalp for this very talented paddler.
It was a crazy moment in Liceu. He was in 2019. He was waiting from David Florence to run. and finally made it, and it was a great feeling for him. Really strong paddlers.
Yeah, it's a very sharp start. He's so quick with his upper body to avoid the early gate touch, and he's 0.78 per second to the good here in Prague. Hails from Stoke-on-Trent, now living in Waltham Cross in Hertfordshire. And he has the same home club as Joe Clark, the Olympic champion. That is the Stafford and Stone Canoe Club up in the north of England. And still, Adam Burgess is ahead of the field.
Yeah, still in advance. You need to keep and push hard at the end. It's still going well. It's clean, fast. I think he has secure line. He wants to maybe secure his semi-final, and having a no penalty and a clean run will be maybe sufficient for the final.
Adam Burgess is the 9th of the 32 start in this men's semi-final. Last day of competition, first World Cup fixture, and the Brit is coming home very smoothly. It's an immaculate run, and I must say it's going to give him so much confidence whatever happens in the finals ahead of the Olympics.
Yeah, of course. These courses are so important. I mean, to test and feel that everything is ready for Tokyo and for the Olympic. And of course, it will be a hard season at the lack of course for most of the paddler, and it's great to race here and restart again in Prague for the World Cup #1.
3 still to come in the men's semis for the home nation. Yuri Priskovic won the K1 World Cup yesterday, and Wojciech Heger launches the home challenge. He's got a phenomenal record. He's still in his early 20s, but he went very well, 5th in the Europeans here in the canoe final last year. His mother was a canoeist from the Prague Czech club. And he's both very good in K1 and C1, and Wojciech Heger's got the advantage.
Yeah, we know. Just reliving a bit of this battle, but he know well his course. He's a specialist on it. You know, all the current, the movement. Probably do a lot of time already this design in the training, so we can be confident on his race, and we'll follow him with attention.
Yes, Wojciech Heger has got the nod here. He will go to Tokyo, got the Olympic spot at the Worlds in Liceo 2 years ago, and hoping to come into the final. We've still got Lucas Rohan and also Václav Čupla for the Czech. Those are the 2 other paddlers.
Yes, and we will see here the Olympic representative Lucas Rohan at the end of this category on the top 4 paddlers. Oh, 2 touches on the gate 22 and 24. It will be hard. It will be hard for the final. It costs so much time. These 4 penalties, unfortunately, from the Czech representative.
Yeah, sadly the hand goes up from Wojciech Heger. He's frustrated, and now we come to the big hope for Germany. He's the world number 3 in C1. His career starts in 2006. He's got 7 World Championship medals, including the World C1 champion in 2018, ahead of Great Britain's Ryan Wesley and Sidiris Tassiadis. That was the Worlds in Rio that he won this C1 class, the world title.
Yes, there is that we will see at the end of this category. A really great style and paddling way of Sidiris that just have his spot for the Olympics in the European. It was so hard, so tough between the Italian and Germany, and finally Tassiadis made it, and he will be the representative of Germany at Tokyo. But now on course with Anton France is going well. Yes, on the gate 13 it was quite hard, but still a touch at the gate number 6, a bit of time losing. And we will be next week at the Markleberg, is his home course from Anton France.
Yes, and he's also a policeman in Leipzig as well, so he'll be on double duty.
Yeah.
Thankfully not crowd, well, not thankfully, but sadly not crowd patrolling at the moment, but hopefully he'll be on patrol duties in the future once we get rid of this nasty little bug.
Yeah.
Franz Anton off the big stopper.
No,
3 penalties so far.
it's hard. It's hard. He loses too much time, and on the gate, yeah, 16, a bit of mess. But fortunately, it will be hard to get to the final.
But the German policeman's had a very good year. He was 8th in the C1 Europeans in Ivrea, so he's had a good year already, but not sadly his run today, and he's coming home teeth gritted and frustration. He's gone 9th, and I'm afraid his chances at the final, Jean-Pierre, are away in the wind.
Yeah. So the next one from Germany, also Lena Tuscherer. Very young paddler. We will still probably follow him at the World Championship under 23 junior that will be held in Tasen in Slovenia in July.
Yes, he's only 22. He started internationally 2015, proving a massive talent. He was 8th at the under 23 Europeans in Poland in 2020 last year. He was 18th in this competition in Prague in 2019, and he was 4th with the German team in Rio, the Worlds of 2018, and he's still only 22, so he's already exploding onto the senior stage, and he's got the advantage fighting back towards the upstream gate at 13.
Yes, so much important for this young paddler to already have a good experience. I mean, it have a really good opportunity for his future career, future season, having so much experience already on all the course, and we will follow him with attention. Going well, a little bit in difficulty in the gate number 18. Okay, on gate 19, start to be hard. It's really hard in C1 because you only paddle on one stroke, and you have to do a cross belt to paddle on the other one. But we see more and more paddlers, even in C1 men, changing the way a little bit like the women, having the opportunity and ability to paddle on the left and on the right on the main stroke, which is probably the future and evolution of this category.
Well, Leonard Tuscherer has a late mistake at 18. He compounds it sadly back-to-back. 18 and 19 for this young rising star for Germany. He must add 4 seconds, and I'm afraid his World Cup here in Prague is over. But now, Matija Marinic from Zagreb in Croatia. He goes to Tokyo for the Croatian national team. He's 30 years of age and a former gold and silver at the under-23 European Championships. Saw him warming up. He's a very compact, powerful athlete, Jean-Pierre.
Yeah, really, really strong. He's high also, which is a great ability to go and do long stroke.
He's tall. I didn't see because I actually saw him in a crouch stretch, so I thought he was compact, but I'm interested here he's quite tall as well.
Yeah, on his boat, he looked really impressive, and we see doing some skill. It's going well. You have a quite hard boat. I already tried it. A boat from Venus Matei, who designed it, and it's quite tricky and challenging. But he's going well with his boat.
Because it's very sensitive. What's the challenging part about the boat?
It's turning fast.
Okay, so sensitive and very quick to react.
And really not really stable. I mean, it's going on left, right, and really have to keep a good balance.
But it pays off if you can basically master it. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but it could be fast. Yeah, if you have the full control of it, it's going well.
So Matija Marinic, the man from Zagreb, he's not out of this actually. 1.5 seconds is the deficit, but with a good clean run for the line here, he's got an outside chance of the final. This is number 13 of the 30 in the men's semis, and he powers grits his teeth, and third at the moment.
Third, yeah, quite a good run. Big time of missing, but still, I don't know if it will be enough for the final. We will have to follow it in attention, but setting a base for this semi-final.
Now we come to the biggest of guns, world number 2, 39 years of age, Sasso Alexander Slavkovsky for Slovakia is away. Like Jakub Grigor, who was 7th yesterday, he's from Liptovsky Mikuláš, Slovakia's whitewater kayaking hub. He's so smooth and Slavkovsky looks like he's sleeping, Jean-Pierre. It's a very relaxed start.
Yeah. It's really style. I mean, not having so much balance, left, right, up, down. He's really smooth and really have an interesting way of paddling, and we have to follow it with attention.
So 1.67 seconds is the deficit for Alexander Slavkovsky to catch up. He came from the Banking Institute here in Prague with a degree in IT, Information Technology. This is his academic sideline. He trains with Robert Orotsky, the national coach, and Stanislav Giedos is his personal coach. One touch for the big Slovak at 11.
Yeah, 3.73 seconds. It will be a little bit hard. We will have to push hard at the end of the course. The gate 18, yes, doing well. Down the 19, and now turning for going on the upstream on the left.
Alexander took the individual silver at the Worlds in Po in 2017 behind Benjamin Savsek. His Slovak colleague will be second last of the semis. He's got a great career. The Slovakians, Jean-Pierre, their national record is pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, this country has massive results. They are really a strong country, especially in C1 with these top 3 paddlers.
But yeah, sad to see Alexander Slavkovsky is not going to come back. He's 8th at the moment, and we still have another 15 to drop. We're right on the halfway point, and Nicolas Guestin will be the next to start. This young Frenchman, he's 20 only, he's brilliant. He was second in the World Cup in Taslan, Ljubljana, October of last year. Double silver junior Europeans in Bratislava in 2018 as well. I'm expecting big things. That's an early mistake for Nicola.
Yes, Nico, I know him well because we are from the same state. I mean, in France, basing. So we saw really regularly and having raced together. Really strong paddler. He's coming, and we will see him really at the next coming years, months, probably at the Paris 2024 Olympic. I think his main goal, and really the other French C1 have to care about him because he can make it.
And he's young enough to go to Los Angeles in 2028 as well, isn't he? He
yes,
can do both.
Yeah, he can do both, and he have really a smooth way of paddling that we see him. Really powerful stroke and gliding really well, and this is, I mean, his main advantages on it.
So Nicolas Guestin, couple of mistakes early on, but the young Frenchman very agile to avoid a downstream gate collision late on in this Prague Vltava whitewater course.
And he's playing so well his paddle. Don't make so many strokes.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same. He's very economical, doesn't waste any energy.
Exactly, yeah. Good touch at the gate 24. He will be hot. He will be hot today for the final. Yeah, I think he knows it, unfortunately for Nico.
Yes, Nicolas Guestin, I'm afraid, 8.72 seconds, the disadvantage. 3 mistakes out on the semi-final course for this very exciting paddler for France. From a man with inexperience but loads of talent to a man who's done it all for the same nation. France's Martin Thomas is on course. Started competing internationally in 2010. He had a brilliant bronze in the C1 2017 World Champs at home in Po. And he also had 2 silvers at the European Slalom Champs again in Po in 2019, C1 and C1 team as well.
Yes, and Thomas Martin, that will be in the Olympic game of Tokyo. He beat the Olympic medalist Denis Gargot-Chanu from France, who will not compete. Unfortunately, it was really tough during the French selection from him, Denis Gargot, and also Cédric Joly, who was a former world champion in La CO.
But sadly, Martin Thomas has a decisive hit at 12. He left the gate rocking. It was a clear mistake, sadly, and he's got a pending early decision as well. So both the French paddlers having a few blips on the course.
Yeah, I think it's maybe not the best design. Maybe they prefer to have more longer or not less tricky, let's say, less tricky part.
Because, yeah, I mean, I guess you get used to what's in your own country. And the course in Poland, I'm guessing, a little bit more curving rather than flat.
Yeah, more curving and more space, I think, in all the gates.
So the intensity maybe is a sort of slightly unusual factor.
Yeah, it's a little bit different here in Prague. There is this specialty that we know it for the tricky, like all the gates are putting in the same way or in the same sectors, and we know that we have to spin, turn fast and quite fast, yeah, on all the sections.
So one early mistake, one pending mistake, and one late mistake from Martin Thomas, I am afraid. But now we focus because Václav Chalupka is on course for the Czech. He was the under-23 Canadian singles, this the C1 category. He won the World Championships for the Young Guns at Ivrea in 2018. He was here at the Europeans last year, and he took a great individual bronze. He was 0.58 of a second up on the first split at the Europeans last year. That was Lucas Rohan, but he lost time later, so he's very capable here of making the final.
Oh, he make a spin after the gate number 7 before heading to the upstream number 8, and a tough gate number 9. We will see what the Dutch have decided. And yes, unfortunately, 50-second penalty on the gate number 9. Yes, we saw it on the screen.
Yes, very expensive for Václav Chalupka. 50 at 9, and another touch just adds a bit of salt into the Czech wound. The stopper, very smooth back through the upstream. Breakout maneuver to 16.
But still important to finish, go until the end, take some experience, of course, because we are here for that. And even with a mistake, still making a good run will be good.
Yes, I can imagine that this Prague course is a question of survival. It won't always go according to plan here. You've just got to get across the line.
Yeah.
Get yourself dry, get home, have a hot shower and have a cup of tea and put it behind you.
Yeah, exactly, and preparing for the next one, yeah.
Right. So Václav Chalupka comes home, and frustration. Gate 9 is his downfall. On home water, it's a bit of a rough passage for the Czech paddler. Now we focus. Casey Eichfield exhales hard, and from the east coast of the US, Harrisburg in Pennsylvania. The Pan Am C1 and C2 double gold he took in Toronto up in Canada in 2015. He's a 3-time Olympian, Jean-Pierre, and 7th individually in the C1 in Rio, the last Olympics.
Yeah, really good paddlers. He's playing role also this selection here right now for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic game. We will see a little bit later Zachary Loken from USA. The fight of already
The American
started.
battle is on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite exciting to follow it on live and straight on it. Really hard to decide because there is really good friend both, and yeah, with the best for the two. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's only one per country, but yeah.
Yes, it's hard, and Casey Eichfield, he started kayaking at 5. He's had an incredible progression. He was the man we mentioned earlier. He did dancing for 7 years to work on his balance, his core strength, and all of his agility with his dancing as a young man. So he's really kind of focused exactly what he needs to do to get to this Olympic stage, and we wish him well.
Yeah, small mistake, number 17, but still he need to push, he need to continue, and everything is finished. Going on the upstream, number 21, pushing the wall and finishing. Allez, come on, Casey, go, 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 until the end.
Casey Eichfield, 4th in the World Champs of 2015, but sadly 24 is hit as well.
Yeah, it will be hard. Oh no!
Oh, the last 2.
Oh no!
Oh, it's really sad.
Yeah. Because with this penalty, 11 seconds, no final, unfortunately, for Casey.
Yes, and of course it does open the door to the American still to start. Zachary Locken, he'll be well, enjoying his chances because of disappointment for poor Casey Ifield. We commiserate.
We will see a little bit later. Now two competitors from Zachary Loken, and now on course with Raffaello Ivaldi from Italia.
Yes, the blue, the azure, Raffaello Ivaldi is away. He studied law at the University of Verona up in the north of Italy. He trains in Ivrea, that great whitewater base, the, again, northern Italian capital, the equivalent of Po in the Pyrenees or Liceo in Spain.
Yes, there are always some reference course from each country, and yes, in Italy, Ivrea take the lead of the reference. Yeah.
0.36 seconds is the advantage for Raffaello Ivaldi as he just cuts clear of 13.
Yeah, still in a good line, between advance. We will see if the advance will still keep. No, yes, 0.62, not so far from the first place, the reference place of the Polish. And now heading for the last part. It's clean, he's going well on the line. Oh, a little bit short, okay. We'll see the judge making a spin, and now going on the upstream, a little bit low. It's hard on the right side on this last part, because doing the spin before the wave, it's quite a challenging and tricky way.
Kasper Zutzpa still leading here in Prague. 97.05 is the target for Raffaello Ivaldi as the Italian braves home. It's a clean run, and 4.78 seconds. We've still got another 10 to come, and I think his reaction says everything. He doesn't think he's going to come back for the final.
Yeah, he need to wait and see the other paddlers. Don't know if it will be enough, but who knows? Sometimes we have great surprise in the semi-final.
The cool smile of experience changes into the gritted teeth of David Florence away. Well, number 10 from Great Britain, Aberdeen, his home, and he's now down in Lawton in Essex. This man applied to be an astronaut before the Hong Kong Olympics, and we're kind of glad he didn't get up into the outer atmosphere, because he took individual silver in Hong Kong in 08.
Yeah, really very strong paddlers. He's going well and going good. Okay, 0.5 seconds up. Really strong. He has his own style, really. We always recognize him, but he's going fast and well. Really a great results on all the categories he did in C1 and also in C2 before.
Yeah, and we shouldn't forget the World Championships here in Prague in 2013, where he won both C1 and C2. That is David Florence's long career of glory.
Yeah.
And still 0.21 seconds, only the deficit here for the world number 10, not going to the Olympics in Tokyo, sadly, but David Florence still in fair command of this semi-final here.
A little bit in difficulty in the gate number 21, but now finishing on the last part. The final sprint could be good, maybe not taking the lead.
But is he going to be in touch of a final place? Well, he's right on the cusp, and I'm not sure. 6th place at the moment.
Yeah, we still have 9 competitors going, so at the 6th place.
Borderlines.
We will have to check, yeah.
We're going to need some pressure on the later starters for the man who studied mathematical physics. He's some intellectual powerhouse as well as an Olympic paddler of distinction. David Florence is on the cusp, and now Italy's Roberto Colezingari is away, 28 years of age. His favourite course is this one in Prague. He was the under-23 world champion in Penrith, Australia, 2014. And he's from Subiaco, inland of Rome, Jean-Pierre. I had a look at Subiaco in my preparation on Google Maps, and the first thing I saw was a turquoise river and a paddle course. So I think he's from, again, a hub in the middle of Italy.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going well, yeah, 0.3 seconds up. Oh, a little bit in difficulty on the gate number 12. Here, the key point is to keep the boat flat from the 12 going to the gate 13. Otherwise, you will be late, yeah, late and too much down on the gate. But
Roberto Colazingari's lost some time in this midsection. His brother also paddler for the Junior European Italian team. He's a Team European Junior champion as well. His brother, he likes spearfishing, skating and free skiing when he's not in the canoe, so he's a multi-sportsman.
a lot of hobbies, yeah, it's great. It's great to see people having so much interest on a lot of things. And still clean, no penalties showing, and finishing on the sprint will be enough. No, I think it will be hard. It will be hard. Yeah, it takes the game number 12 and 13 bit of time.
Superb close action as we watch Roberto Colazingari taking the late wave across his neckline. It's exciting to watch, but I'm afraid down the list. But now we focus very firmly on this Olympic qualification dispute between the Americans. Casey Eichfield had a disappointing run, so the door to Tokyo now is wide open for Zachary Locken.
Yes, we have to follow him really with attention. Zachary Locken going well on the first part, on the first gate. Yeah, have a great line. The boat's going down. Clean run. I think he might have taken some space to avoid all the touches. Securing on the gate number 9, 10. Okay, he's in time, he's in touch. Yeah.
Zach Locken is going great guns. The Pan Americans gold medal winner from Lima in 2019, from Durango in Colorado initially, now based in Charlotte in North Carolina. His parents both involved in judging. Eric Locken, chief official video judge, so a family united in the sport, and he is Tokyo bound here.
Yeah, he's up, minus 0.23 and advance. He needs to continue and push hard. A really good run and solid from Zachary Locken. Going well on the gate 18, 19, taking space, great. And now pushing, okay, on the speed.
Yes, last tricky section here for Zachary Locken to fly to Japan. He's well up on Casey Eichfield at this last split.
Yes,
just got to do nothing crazy now coming home.
He's really clean. He made his race. Nothing spectacular, but really great. And I'm pushing hard to the finish line. I think it will be for second place. Yes.
And that is the celebration for a man going to the Olympics.
Yeah, and the final, he's qualified. And wow, such amazing video.
Yeah,
both.
and the camaraderie, the team spirit there from Casey Eichfield and Zach Locken is beautiful viewing.
Look at this really beautiful picture. Both together, the USA with a hard fight.
Very cool from the Americans, and Mathieu Benes now. We're back to business here. World Cup in Prague is reaching a semi-final conclusion. Just now, 8 more to come. Mathieu Benes is on course for Slovakia. He's world number 4 from Bratislava, 33 years of age.
Matej Benes that will represent Slovakia at the Tokyo Olympic Games. We saw Alexander Slavkovsky just before. Now his turn. Was medalist in Rio. Yeah.
Yes, individual silver. Last Olympics 5 years ago. His first senior medal was at the Europeans in 2010. It was an individual silver. That was a Slovak clean medal sweep at the Europeans of 2010. And still, I know he's not now got the advantage of Kasper Zutzpa. The Pole lives on.
1 second down, so a bit of time to take. Going well, clean on the gate 18, 19. We'll see, okay, doing direct, going well. Turning, it should be good if he continue on this way from the last few gates to go on the final from Benes Matej.
Yeah, Mathieu Benes as well, part of that legendary Slovakian team with Michal Martikan and Slavkovsky in their unbelievable decade of domination. 09 to 2019, 9 world goals, phenomenal. And he's right on the cusp atmosphere again. 6th place at the moment.
6th place. Oh yeah, a bit of time losing at the end, I think.
Touch and go.
I don't know if it will be enough for the final. We'll follow it. Yeah. Still have 6 people, and we are back with Cameron Medley from Canada. Oh.
Yes, Cam Smedley from Ontario is on the course, but a nightmare start for the Canadian.
Yeah, the worst start that we can imagine is touching the first gate.
The maple leaf, I'm afraid, hits in the wind the very first gates, and he's looking already as though he's in more trouble. Oh, what a shame.
It's really hard. I mean, when you touch the first gate, it didn't give you on a good feeling and good mind for all the race. And sometimes people gain the success to just eliminate and forget and do the race. And sometimes, you know, you have something on the mind saying you touch the gate number 1, and it's hard to follow
the
it. The
negativity is very hard to just expel, isn't it? And you've got to get rid of it. And sometimes they can turn it right on its head and go flat out and say, well, my race is a bit of a nightmare, and I'm going to now grit my teeth. So I guess it can work either way.
Yeah, he work on the way, but it's hard. It's hard for Cameron.
Cam Smedley's going the wrong way, though. I'm afraid it's going the way that we don't want to see.
No, yeah. Unfortunately, it will be. It will stop in semi-final. There will be no final for Cameron Smedley.
Well, Cam Smedley is almost static through 19 as he now just grimly perseveres. But I think the good thing about canoeing is that you know there are so many variables that, you know, you can't really control everything. So you just say, well, it wasn't my day, and you put it behind you. And you try and refocus quickly if you can.
Yeah, refocus, and a lot of things can happen during the race, and you don't control the order. This is the key, the main point. We are not in direct confrontation. So the bad thing is just doing the race until the end, and you will see the results later.
Yeah, certainly make a man or a lady out of you as a paddler. Miguel Trave is the new starter. The Spaniard, young gun, just 21 years of age. He canoed in the C1 team event at the Worlds in Laseo at home, and it was a team silver 2 years ago. He's got a very good under-23 and junior career as well. 4 medals he's won at the juniors and under-23 championships.
Yeah, it's going well on the first part of this course, doing a spin on the game 9, 10, yeah, securing this way.
And he looks really confident. He started off in a very positive fashion. He's just getting out after this Prague course as if to say, I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah, I think it's here to take a really good experience. It will be, you have the huge challenge of the World Championship, of course, in the category under 23.
Miguel Trave is the 6th last to start the men's semi-final. He's off the big stopper in advance of 18. Great breakout turn there into the boils there, that very bubbly, frothy water that's kind of commonplace in the artificial courses, which again just throws the boat offline.
Yeah, and you really don't want to stay a long way on this and try to avoid
out of the boiling water.
Yeah, that's why we try to go as fast as possible and be back on the good way here. Still in advance. Oh, touch the game number 19 and finishing on the sprints.
Well, that's a very good effort. But Miguel Trave again holds his hands up. He knows he's put a good run down, but I think again his reaction says he thinks he'll miss the final spot.
Yeah, the touch cost a lot here in Prague, especially. I know in some race, in some course, a touch it's not necessarily going out of the next series, but in Prague it's so tricky, so short that the touch costs a lot.
But now we go back to Oceana, the Antipodean on course, and he's early capsized. Danny Watkins from Tasmania, I'm afraid, tastes the river of Letava, the peaty water early on. But we know this is recoverable. It's not penalised. Just to be clear, Jean-Pierre, but it of course costs you on the time, and your again concentration's thrown out the window.
But he did a fast roll, so maybe he can still in contact. Yeah,
he's still in touch.
1 second with the touch at the game number 8, so still in contact. It's not finished. Ooh. a little bit down in the gate 13.
Yeah, superb recovery from the Tasmanian, Danny Watkins. But then, as we say, wide to 7, and he's got the penalty up the stream at 8. Very good turn there, really right under the hanging gate as he spun around through 360.
Yeah, but he needs to take care, I mean, to still have the speed going after the gate, because sometimes we saw the paddler turning really fast, but not having the speed to restart. And the key point is to conserve and still continuing to have the speed.
But again, Daniel Watkins makes another beautiful spin around the upstream gate. He's very, very efficient on those upstream turns.
But a lot of touches at the gate number 8, 16, 22. It will be hard. It will be hard for Daniel Watkins.
And I'm sad for him because he did so well to recover after the capsize. He just got his mind back in gear, and it's frustrating because, as we say, he recovered very quickly.
Yeah, and he will still on track. Unfortunately, there is no final from Daniel Watkins.
But now things get very serious in the Czech Republic. Yuri Priskovic won the men's K1 final yesterday, and can Lucas Rohan claim the C1 World Cup? He was at the Europeans here in Prague. It was a bronze 3 years ago in 2018.
Lucas Rohan will see at the Tokyo Olympic Game representative Czech Republic. He knows well his course. He is his own course. He knows everything, any movement. He's trained a lot here. He can be confident on having a strong race here.
And last year, the Europeans here, he won the individual silver, but for a 2-second penalty, he would have got ahead of Benjamin Safsek for the gold. So this man, he loves this course.
Yeah, he has a really good control and know it well. In contact with Kasper, still the Polish.
Yeah.
Yesterday was so impressive from the 2 Polish girls taking the first and second place.
Yeah, Poland are going very well.
Yeah.
Kasper Sutzpa, he was only the 6th to start today, so he's really held off all the big guns and held on to the lead.
Yeah, I think they have made a really great job for during the last years, training really well, improving a lot. So we will follow this nation with attention in the next coming race. Yeah.
But the Czechs are going to want to win another World Cup here on home waters, and Lucas Rohan is going all the right ways about it. He was 2 seconds down the second split. He avoids 24, that is not easy to miss.
Yeah, still on track. A clean run will be enough for the final.
Yes. He's
Yes.
going to qualify because we've got 3 more to come, and he lies in 7th. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, he'll qualify whatever.
It's good. Yeah, it's good for him. Quite tough, but still, he made it. And now we are with the Olympic champion from Rio 2016, Denis Gargot-Chanu, representing France.
Yes, this man, he also won the Europeans in Ivrea 5 weeks ago in Italy, world number 9. He'll start in the extreme canoe this afternoon, where an Eskimo roll, like we sadly saw from our Tasmanian, will be an essential part later this afternoon of the extreme.
Yeah, we will see a bit later. We have the time trial yesterday, and this afternoon we will have the final phase of extreme slalom.
Currently world number 9, 33 years of age. He hails from Marseille in the deep south of France, the Alpes Côte d'Azur region. Studied business down in Marseille previously. A couple of penalties out on the course for the brilliant Denis Chanu.
Yeah, the game number 6 and number 12 will be hard to still keep. Yeah, 4 seconds. We saw the cut was at 3 seconds. He need to push hard. He need to push hard at the end of this course and design. Going on the gate number 18, a little bit low, pushing the wall. Turning on the gate 19, okay, still clean, still good for Denis Gargot from France.
Yeah, I know this is a very hard course for Dennis because of the Europeans here last year. He missed a couple of gates along with Cedric Joly. That was the Olympic and world champion. So not a course that seems to suit the best for France, as we talked about earlier, not perhaps their sort of natural pattern of courses.
Yeah, very specific one, and maybe that not fit for all the French, and unfortunately for Denis Yargaud, 17th place, 8 seconds down, yeah.
Yeah, real deep frustration from Denis Chanou. Sad to see. But this is the nature of the beast and the sport here in Prague particularly. But now, home host, well, Slovenia, Benjamin Savsek, as you see, 2017 world champion, that was in Po. He's won 7 world championship medals in total. 2 individual C1 silvers in 2014 and 15 at the Worlds as well. He's 34 years of age and a double European champion. He won here last year, the Europeans. And it was 3.76 seconds the advantage to win the European title last year. So this man is a giant of the C1 sports.
Yeah, a giant, a really great way of paddling. I really like the way, not having too many strokes, but really have strong and powerful, a little bit in difficulty on the gate 13, but still, and a touch the gate number 12, but still pushing. It's really impressive. Benjamin Savsek from Slovenia.
Benjamin, 6th individually in Rio. He was 8th in London 2012, a double Olympian. They were his 2 Olympics. Big year for him because an Olympic medal is the one thing only really missing from his trophy cabinet. So we hope he goes to Tokyo and brings back a gold.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And he have all the opportunity, all the skills to do it, so just everything is in his hand.
Benjamin Savsek in the here and now, the present of the Prague battle, is fighting for the qualification, despite that one mid-course 2-second penalty.
I think it will be enough, so we will follow with Intermission with 99. Okay, 6th place, yes. Benjamin Savsek from Slovenia going to final with a touch. He was fast, and sometimes, yeah, even with a touch, we can go through the final, yeah.
And we finish as we should, because the world number 1 will be the last to come down this Prague Whitewater C1 course. The South German policeman from Augsburg of Greek descent. Lived in Greece for 10 years. During childhood, we welcome Sideris Tassiadis on course for Germany.
Yeah, Sideris just got the spot at the European Championship in Ivrea. With the battle, we already say, with the Italian. Whoa!
So quick. I mean, he gets his head out of the way of 6 like an electric eel.
Yeah. He's going really fast. He's so powerful.
Oh, this is
really
beautiful.
Great line. Oh,
but a 50
second at the gate number 5. That was still. We'll wait the confirmation.
Yes,
of the
we'll
judges.
have to see that one because that wasn't obvious to us. And he won the World Cup here in 2017. So it's a big shock for Sideris Tassiadis if that is confirmed.
But still pushing hard. Yeah, going fast on the gate number 16, just spinning and going straight away.
And he's gritting his teeth as if to say, either I don't think I had a penalty, or you know what, I'm the world number 1 and I don't care. I'm just going to use this as training for Tokyo. Just skids slightly through the turn at 19, but it's a stunning exhibition.
Yes, it is some race to set and prepare for Tokyo. See that everything is good from the training. The power you can put during the race, really to set and adjust with the training with the coach to be ready for the final. And yes, unfortunately, 27th place for Sideris. A 50-second penalty number 5 will cost him the place in the final.
Yeah, sad to see Sideris Tassiadis into hot water. This was the offence. Will it be appealed? Because to my eye, it looked through the middle, but What's your impression?
Yeah, it's so hard. I mean, with the television and the video, sometimes we can't see, and the judges
It looked
are
good,
in
but
the
we weren't
bank.
quite far back enough to really see exactly between the parallel gates.
Yeah, but the judges are in the bank, and we can be confident on the judgment, and they have the opportunity, and of course the video review will happen when there is a doubt. So you can be sure that the judgment and the final things will be good.
And Jean-Pierre, the men's semi-finals is completed, and it lives up to its billing. It was pure excitement. This course, as ever, demanding.
Yeah.
And, well, what's your summary, and who do you fancy coming into the final?
Yeah, it was quite an exciting, and I think we saw some great things. Some surprise, of course. Maybe not the top paddlers were on there, but it will be an exciting final. Yeah.
Just some highlights of the morning's action, and we'll bring you the final results here for the first World Cup of 2021. Jean-Pierre Bourmy from Senegal, alongside myself, Ed Holloway from Great Britain. And well, we've seen young guns, the likes of the Slovakian, facing the fearsome senior challengers, the likes of Benjamin Safsek, who's going straight through to the final.
Yeah. The Czech, the specialist on this course. So the Lukáš Horon will be the only one who will be start of the final. Unfortunately for the two other, it was not a good day. It was not a good day here in Prague.
Yes, Lukáš Rohan will be trying to add to yesterday's K1 victory for Yuri Priskovic for a Czech double.
Yes, he will try. He will try to be on the podium and take the lead, first place.
So these are now the final results, and David Florence is the last to qualify for Great Britain. Kasper Zutz became very early, but he will lead into the finals. Zachary Locken has gained his Tokyo place there as second to qualify, and the man going to Tokyo for Great Britain, Adam Burgess, was the third quickest.
Yeah, really have the Olympic present here in Prague. They are in final, some of them. So will be an exciting and final and following, closely them.
And having watched the semis, where is your sort of money going for the finals?
Not so easy to answer. I will put my money on the Polish.
Okay.
Polish and maybe on the Great Britain. I think Adam Burgess or David Florence can make something.
Well, it's been a wonderful start to the final day of the World Cup. We have the finals in both men's and ladies C1 to bring you. And this afternoon, it's the turn of the extreme kayak. And Jean-Pierre Bourmis and myself, Ed Holloway, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for your company.
Thank you to you. Hope you enjoy the comment. Yeah.
It's been super. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll be back for the finals that are looming here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back here for the last installments of the C1 competitions here in Prague in the Czech Republic. Thank you for watching. We'll see you very shortly.